there's not going to be any sort of illusion about it, as they may surmise. So we'll see what the answer is going to be. Valiant on the attack first, though. Dallas Fuel on the defense in the blue. We're about to get things started. I am so pumped, man.
This may actually, you know,
on me and then I hit you. Okay.
who's the best Western team is right now.
That's right. Dallas Fuel getting their set up. And Taimu's really been moving away from the DPS heroes into a primarily Roadhog player lately. And if you think about it, you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. He is maybe the, and yeah, again, 30 enemies in 15 minutes. There was another map where he had a 63% hit rate on in one round. Like, this guy's insane on it. And you may have other people on Dallas Fuel that can handle that Roadhog, but I can't think of anyone better to put on him right now than Taimu.
Yeah, he's been absolutely wonderful on that hero ever since the very early days when they were performing well at Apex in Korea, so a long history. We did see some of the Widowmaker play from him on Ilios in their first map, and we saw some Junkrat play as well, but for the most part it was a very Roadhog heavy performance, even after they switched out a couple of members. And my take on this is, are we going to see different substitutions today? Because Seagull was only playing in the first map, but one could have made an argument that maybe it was going to be worth it to bring him back for control, maybe sit out Taimu in those maps and have Seagull and Effect in. But again, this is a team with a deep bench and deep strategies, and we didn't see their usual switch around or as many different players involved in that match as we did in the preseason, let's say. And of course, part of that was because of the rules forcing them to field every player, but I think most people are expecting a lot of dynamic movement within this roster.
At the same time, as we kind of get this pause worked out, obviously, technical issues happen once in a while. It's esports, guys. This is how it is. But we're coming back right now. Okay, good. I'm glad that's all the farther I had to get into my pause speech for technical issues in esports. I'm ready to get things started. Sounds like you guys are too out in the crowd. LA Valiant getting their attack run going. Dallas Fuel trying to defend, and Agility's looking for those early hooks.
Yeah, and it is going to be the same composition that we've been seeing so much on attack. Single support with the Orisa and the Bastion. Envy has been a player flexing over occasionally. 2 TPS roles on this Valiant team, whether we see him on the Soldier. We are going to see him on the Hanzo now.
Double sniper seems like the way to go, but they haven't pushed payload too far yet, although that may change as a couple kills come in. Ability's looking pretty good right now, and Harry Hook just trying to buy some time with that Battle Mercy on the payload. Ooh, gets cut down in the end. And now that payload's going to get some distance.
Yeah, that it is. Effect dying in the back lines there, set it off. And as you say, the Mercy just has to die on the card. See if they can get another defense in before they take point A. Envy setting up, trying to get a Sonic Arrow to see where they will be approaching. They are going to be coming in from below.
That's right. Got that scatter arrow loaded up like every Hanzo I've ever played against. Envy, though, finds himself separated. Taimu takes him down with the right click. Meanwhile, Soon trying to stay alive on the payload. It's like, I need that shield. There it is. Orisa puts it down. Mickey, though, on the payload. They got to push him off right now. Soon wants to save that Bastion ult, and it looks like he may get his wish, as they are going to just grind through Dallas Fuel and take point A.
And as we look at Kareev here, hitting some of those shots, he did die first in that last one, but remember that this guy was a DPS player before switching to the flex support role. So in Korea on the Apex rosters, he was actually known for his Widowmaker play, and so it's fun to see him return to that hero.
There's a particularly impressive clip with him playing Widowmaker on Gibraltar from one of the past Apex seasons. I'm sure you guys can find it. It's out there. Back on the DPS for this round as well.
They're playing really far up right now. Only Unko on the card, so it's not going to keep moving as Dallas Fuel position. Long sight lines here.
Unko on the cart sounds like the name of a new sitcom coming this fall.
I don't know how exciting that one would be, though.
I'd watch it.
It's just him standing as Mercy on a payload.
Who knows where that cart will go? Well, right now it's moving towards the end of point B. Envy still firing away in the back lines. Taimu does pop the whole hog, takes down Soon. That's a Bastion out of the way. Hanzo ult comes out. Doesn't claim anything. Looks like it's Dallas Fuel pushing back LA Valiant for the moment.
Yeah, and they got those kills by only using the whole hog and the Riptire. So Costa and Harry Hook maintain their support ultimate advantage. Kareev going to be now over on the Zenyatta. So the swap's coming through. Usually with this style of play, you're not going to run the double sniper all the way through to the end of the map. You sort of just wait for yourself to get slowed down and then make the necessary changes. As you see, Agility's moving over to the Junkrat, Soon now on the Tracer.
Tricky hook by Taimu, still looking for another target. Aha. Roadhog v Roadhog.
You gotta be really careful right there. If Envy
Yeah.
manages to get snagged, it will be another stagger kill against his team. So slow
There we
start here.
go.
Envy in the open.
Taimu's repositioning with these hooks are so good. He always pulls people exactly the most difficult place to escape from.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication. He thought his teammates were
Oh,
coming in from the
another
top
one.
end there, breaking that shield, and it's going to be a low ground right now. He's going to have to try and get around it. Fate will kill Taimu.
A little bit too deep, but Harry Hook brings Taimu right back up again with that Valkyrie. Pops a Mercy ult. Custa goes ahead and uses a Transcendence as Mickey was getting a little bit low too. They've got the Supercharger, so everything going into this defense for Dallas Fuel right now. And it looked good for the moment, but it's hard to push Valiant away.
Yeah, it's
They're
still,
buying time though.
it was still a good play from Soon. Soon going to go back to the Widowmaker right now, but he forced both support ults by getting into the high
Ooh.
ground. And guess what? The payload continues to move, so big investment in Soon. Really the hero of that attack.
My ultimate is charging.
Well, they made it work. It looked pretty dicey for a while. But if there's one thing that's been really working for Valiant, it's been Soon as his recent addition to the team. And
Okay.
man, that's going to be point B.
Wow, that was
Interesting.
That was really interesting. Not enough members from the Dallas Fuel on the sides, and Seagull peeks around the corner and gets hit by a right click from Kareev Zenyatta.
Well, I'm not sure what the plan was there because there wasn't really enough members of the team to contest the points. So talking about miscommunication, it seemed like there was maybe a little bit there.
All right, they are going to bring Fate back up, but remember, Soon has fallen. Kareev will find Tyler, who was in on a long flank right now. 5 members of Dallas Fuel have to fall back towards point C.
Here comes Riptire. Seagull's been really tricky with these. He's going to find a victim and soon knows who the most high-pressure member of the enemy team is and takes him out. Mickey, meanwhile, has reclaimed his position on the payload.
Trying to see if they can pull anybody out and get them into hooking range out of the door, and that will be Agility's now using that Riptire.
Now, where is it?
It's coming around the side here, down the stairwell. They're going to get to it in time.
Now getting in the back lines, and he nearly, well, doesn't get a whole lot of damage on the Taimu after all. That Riptire not accomplishing a lot.
However, it created enough space for them to gun down Mickey, who is stalling the payload. So
True.
even though it didn't get a kill itself, it enabled a couple more. And now again, Dallas Fuel having to back way off here in the final points of Junkertown and recollect.
Oh, Taimu brought in, and that is not something you want to have happen right now. If you're Dallas Fuel, yeah, the respawns come fast, but you want to get that payload stopped as fast as you can.
Another good
Nice
Valkyrie
hook
going to
on
be
the
used,
area.
and yes, they will take him down. Kareev will finish off what Envy starts with the hook.
That's right. Now Envy pops out a whole hog, trying to stay as close to the payload as he can, but he's got to back off for the moment as Dallas Fuel comes charging back with their own Roadhog ultimate.
He actually lost the whole hog battle there, getting
Yep.
repositioned well behind the payload, and still have a couple of minutes left over for the Valiant to try and push this. They do have the Valkyrie up and ready, so this is going to be a good opportunity for them. We'll see how long they want to spam into these shields before going, and effect
All right.
will cause that Valkyrie to be used immediately.
Kareev needs some heals badly. Gets him in the end. Back on the payload once more. Dallas having to back away, but here comes Seagull's Riptire one more time. A big one here could do them wonders as there's only a minute 25 left on the clock. Oh, but Agilities manages to take down the opposing Riptire, and that payload is nearly there. Dallas has to get on it.
And this is going to be pushing the forward right now as Taimu falls. They're looking for some last knife, trying to prevent these support players from getting onto the payload, and they will be
Not
successful.
Not enough for Dallas Fuel, and it looks like LA Valiant will get all 3 points here on their Junkertown attack.
Yeah, very convincing too. Dallas staggered consistently on their defense, and this is a map that they beat Seoul on. At this time, we do see the Valiant coming in with the exact same strategy that many teams use on attack these days, including the Fuel themselves.
Yeah.
And there really doesn't seem to be much of an answer from Dallas.
Well, we'll see what that answer is in terms of how efficiently they can push the payload through in their attack run. You got to imagine the same kind of strat's going to come out with the double sniper and the Bastion. And Junkertown has always been a very attacker-favored map. You don't see the payload get stopped a whole lot outside of maybe just before the end of point C.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it gets stopped, right?
Yeah.
Point C, you need a lot of time typically to push it all the way around the U-bend in that map. Extremely difficult to defend in point A, and you see the players laughing. They're not too bothered by what's been happening here in Junkertown so far.
I mean, at this level, you kind of almost expect to have your opponent score all 3 points on you. It's more of a matter of what you can do in that time bank later on, often cases on this map.
Yeah, they were successful, though, at stopping Seoul from getting 3 points in their last time. So certainly a less impressive defense.
It does happen.
But this is also a situation where, you know, the Valiant do have the film from the Junkertown game that was played on Seoul. And both of these teams have film on each other for our last 2 maps in this set, Ilios and Numbani. I mean, and neither of them has played Horizon, so we'll be going into that one a little bit blind.
But there were tight moments on that last round too, right? You remember that rip tire at the very end. If Seagull had found 2 or 3, that might have changed things since there was only about 1:20 left on the clock. So they had opportunities, but Dallas Fuel looking at trying to set a better time as they get started here on attack. Looks like it will be that same double sniper strat.
And a lot of this comes from the fact that the Roadhog provides a lot of damage to barriers. So if you can burn down an Orisa barrier, it gives you an opportunity to hit a scatter arrow on one of the tanks in the front line. And that can instantly kill a tank.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Seagull, for such a fine demonstration.
Well, Bastion not lasting too long. The arrows keep coming through, and Dallas Fuel looking pretty unstoppable in the early seconds of this round.
Yeah, this is what you expect, though. I mean, you are happy on defense if you can delay this payload for a fight or two. That's pretty much considered a win. Now, this fight happened further back, so unlikely that they're ever going to get a chance here to push through and try and contest on the second point.
They may go for some sort of last chance desperation stop here. It looks like they may just be setting up for point B.
Yeah,
nobody approaching. That's probably the smart thing to do.
I think that's definitely the better move right now. You don't want to give up ground on point B when you're just not going to accomplish much. You're already too staggered. You're running a very low mobility composition already, so getting there quickly not going to be the easiest. Time now trying to sneak around to the other side and
on the hunt.
See if he can get a Junkrat. Oh, he actually almost dies, but that's a distraction at least for Seagull.
It was all part of the plan, and Time was still alive for the moment. That Hanzo ultimate coming through. Dragon Strike claiming a couple victims. That payload's moving pretty quick through point B. That was a tricky move by Dallas.
They did turn around to see Taimu on the flank, and that opened up the opportunity for them to be, many of them to be looking the other direction by the time the Dragon Strike came through.
If I saw that huge dude coming at me with a gas mask and a hook, I would be distracted too. I can't blame Valiant at all. Oh, they find Taimu this time though. Here's a pick, Harry Hook in the back, just firing away. He's gonna use the ultimate. All right, they're gonna go in. He thinks he's got them bottled up enough to complete point B. 3.3 meters to go on that one yet.
Yeah, he definitely does. Whether Custa had to use that Valkyrie there, that's the next question. But same thing from Unko. He's just going to get mowed down in the sky.
He was so brave. I applaud that battle mercy, but you know, there's only so much you can do against the Bastion there.
I'm surprised he used that because the angle from the Bastion meant that he was never really going to be able to get down there to revive Envy safely.
Oh, it's a great setup by Harry Hook. I mean, his positioning on the Bastion is generally really good.
Yeah, from what we've seen, not a hero we typically associate with this guy, but
hey, he's got something new almost every time we see him, I feel like.
It's a good thing for sure. It's a versatile player who has spent much of his professional career playing support.
Here it comes, rip tire time, agility's only 3 health on that tire though. Oh, not enough to get through.
It's a pretty easy pickup right now. Flank going to fail right now. Agility's trying to get some damage down. Supercharger will hit the ground.
I got it down right before he died. It's up to his team to use it now. Whole Hog comes out for Taimu. Effect grabs a couple of nice long range hook onto Unko. Goodbye Mercy. And that payload still moving for the moment.
I'm always surprised when we watch Taimu how long range his hooks appear to be. He really knows the maximum distance.
He gets a couple extra meters, it seems like, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Here comes a Genji now. Swap from agilities over to that hero. Uncle taken out by Seagull again. That's a nice pick going into this final stretch.
That's actually huge for them. I mean, Uncle pretty far away from the Valkyrie already, and that's going to delay it even further.
Yeah. All right, Effect still waiting for those shots. He's got NV demeched. He's got NV now. Fate taken out of action as well. People need to get back
Oh
on the
my
payload. Nice
Effect!
shot onto Unko. Effect going wild at the end of this round.
Agility's trying to find him. Eventually will shut down the Widowmaker, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough as he gets revived.
Yeah, Custom brings him back up again, and there's Taimu rather with the whole hog. Dragon Strike augmenting as well. They really want to push this payload through at the end. They've got such a good time going. Misses the hook. But oh, nice shot on Unko. He flew right into it. And that's 3:45 left on the clock for Dallas Fuel. They came, they saw, they conquered.
That is one of the fastest times we've seen in professional play on Junkertown. Again, very easy to get stalled out at the end, but thanks to Effect staying on this Widowmaker and hitting the shots, they're able to slowly push that payload forward and force the Valiant to trickle out of their spawn.
I mean, when we saw what Dallas Fuel did to Seoul Dynasty in their attack run on this map, you can't be too surprised that they're getting a great result again here. I mean, Valiant a strong team, but if you can beat Seoul on this map, you can probably beat pretty much anybody.
Yeah, I think that's probably true of most maps that we're going to see in the Overwatch League,
true.
at least in the immediate future, judging by our very early results.
Except for Blizzard World. That's anybody's game now. Nobody has a lot of experience on that one yet. Yeah. Well, time for another attack run. We're into time bank now. So Valiant will be going on the attack with a little bit less on the clock, a little bit over a minute.
Significantly less.
Yep.
Just a minute, 6 seconds. But you know, the thing about this map is if you can successfully snowball off that first point, which many teams do on the attack, you can ride that cart for a fair distance.
Sure.
So overtime, certainly something that could come into play and probably will come into play here for LA.
All right, time to snipe. LA Valiant coming out of the gate with the Hanzo Widowmaker Bastion again. Custa loading up those alternate fires on the Zenyatta. Get some fun one-shots at those sometimes.
They do, just trying to play the angle right now. Have to be careful. Still getting chunked out. Trying to find it. Agilities will manage to pull Mickey.
That's dangerous, man. That is so dangerous to pop over a wall when you've got the Orb of Discord on you. That Zen knows exactly where you are. Dallas on the payload now. They've pushed Valiant back for the moment.
The problem is they have to break through this barrier from the Orisa to really make a play. As Taimu, that's the ult and hook combination that you get when both of these heroes are alive, pulling people from behind cover and from behind barriers, and makes it very easy to eliminate them.
It didn't look like they were able to get the res onto Taimu either, too, so that's a huge amount of hit points that you don't have for the defense. But it's like you were saying in the last attack round, man, where if you delay it a little bit, you're happy, right? Because look, already less than 10 seconds left. We're going into OT if Valiant wants to even take 1 point.
And be here. Gonna try and scatter, make sure nobody's coming through those choke points. And Dallas Fuel are committing to this defense.
They're going for it, man. They've got him in overtime. Why not? But now you lose Mickey. Now it becomes a little bit more suspect. Oh, that scatter arrow gets Harry Hook very low. Looking for that shot. There's one on the Seagull. Harry Hook using his ally as a human shield.
And the tank mode will end this little engagement.
That'll do it.
So they failed to stop it before point A, but a lot of ultimates committed. Harry Hook's going to be coming back with the Valkyrie matched there by Unko, but they're not going to have that tank mode to get the big clear on the enemy team.
Well, here's the thing, though. On escort maps like this, you don't get any extra time when you take a point in time bank. So they're still in OT for the remainder of the round. And at this point, you get knocked off that payload for like 0.2 seconds. It's over.
Yeah, absolutely is. Gonna try and take the high ground again. Taimu actually going to get hooked.
Welcome to your doom.
Mickey switching over now to the Diva. He can't make it to the cart in time, and it's going to be a late Transcendence, so he's not going to be able to stay in the back.
Yeah, Custa not able to keep his tanks up. It's a bit of a brawl as Harry Hook brings a couple people back up with Valkyrie. Mickey does get back into the mech. Wow, that was crucial. Demeched immediately, though. The payload is stopped, but it doesn't look like Dallas Fuel can get them off.
Wow, that was a big commitment after Taimu had already died. Looked a bit desperate there from Dallas, and especially because the Transcendence came in just a hair late after Mickey had already lost his mech. Really low value for the Fuel, and this is going to go all the way into point C.
This is getting to be a pretty incredible push by LA Valiant, man. They have kept that payload going, and if they get it all the way to 3 points in OT since point A, that'll be probably one of the best pushes I've seen in a while.
Yeah, agility's on the Roadhog. I like the switch. You need to make a pick right now because you don't have any ultimates. So the halt hook combination just like that is what you need to keep this payload moving. Keep them on the back foot. Keep yourself with a man advantage.
2 fights in a row, they lost Taimu early. Now Mickey's mech taken out of play. They can't stop the payload. They lost both their tanks so quickly again. Dallas looking a little bit scattered here in the defense.
Yeah, they are, but this is where in the preseason, Valiant looked the most confident. Overtime was theirs in their preseason matches.
True.
Once things got desperate, they got better and better. It was when they were, the rest of the game, they struggled in terms of their coordination, but when they were forced to go all in, they were really shining.
Another hook onto Mickey. Agility has just been on fire with this Roadhog. Mickey D-Mech taken out almost immediately. They've been productive hooks too. Riptire coming in, this could be a big one. No, Kareem snipes it out of the air. And we're still in OT, obviously, but things are looking good for LA. They've nearly got it there. It is so close.
And there's another hook onto Harry.
I can't believe it.
And that is gonna be it.
They've done it.
Valiant will take another 3 points. The last 2 points were taken in overtime.
That was an incredible run from LA Valiant in their time bank round here on Junkertown. 6 points, and Dallas Fuel, I mean, yeah, they've got a lot of time in the time bank, but that's still a tall order to get it all the way through to point C with that much.
Oh yeah, 345, still gonna be a challenge for them.
Sure will.
So we're gonna have to see a pretty flawless attack.
You know, I feel like we've seen Dallas Fuel be pretty tight so far in the preseason and now, but on that defense, they really just seemed desperate. There was sort of a sense of panic that you don't normally see from these guys.
Yeah, I agree, and part of that may be some of these players, you know, maybe not being too comfortable on their particular roles, as a lot of meta shifts have made many of the heroes that they've spent most of the last year playing a little less relevant, and we are going to see something different. So Envy will be playing the Reinhardt, interestingly enough, and Fate will be on the Orisa. So 2 barriers combined with a defensive Bastion now.
Okay, so really trying to keep that Bastion safe and, you know, deny a lot of that damage coming in from the snipers. It certainly could work.
Yeah, the idea is you just have more barriers, so you will win the barrier destruction war, and that means that your Bastion will be dealing a larger amount of actual hero damage. Now the problem with this is if the Bastion dies, the jig is up.
Theoretically, it's a great point A delay too, which when you've got 3 points or 6 total because of your time bank run, can't argue with that.
Yeah, the other thing is that they know that Dallas doesn't typically play Genji or dive compositions, but that's going to be Effect finds the angle.
Yeah, where's the res? Our Kareem goes down too,
Effect.
so no res. Effect was so ready, man. He waited for him to come in and bring the Bastion up.
Oh, the barriers were still there. Effect crept around to the high ground behind the barrier. That is such a massive play from him.
Yep, that's right. The best laid plans of DPS and healers, right?
Yeah, they come to an end here on Junkertown, I suppose.
Pretty much. Dallas Fuel looking pretty good here in point A. Maybe another chance here for Valiant to contest.
I mean, Agilities is already done with this. Envy switches over to the Diva. So now the problem is, because this didn't work, you reset all your ultimates.
Soon out of the way here, too. Could be a problem. Unko, a little bit of threat here. Seagull looking for that shot. He's usually pretty accurate. That is pretty much the proving of that point, I suppose. Dallas Fuel taking out everybody, and that's going to be pretty easy roll through the end of point A here.
Yeah, I don't know if they bought enough time to justify a lot of the ult charge that was handed over to Dallas, but in any case, they did get the Valkyrie out of Custa, so a pretty big win, and Unko will hit Effect right as he hops around that corner. Not really too big of a deal right now because both teams setting up for this next fight, and they are going to be very close to their own spawn.
Yep, that's right. Still 2 minutes in the time bank for Dallas Fuel. Remember, Valiant was in an overtime by this point already. Can Dallas push it all the way? Time move. How does he hit these hooks?
Well, he hits it with the help of the halt.
Insane, man.
Dragging that Roadhog straight out of cover. And there goes the barrier.
That range, though, man. He knows it. Taimu gets one with the whole hog. Envy coming in. Taimu low. This is a good opportunity here for LA Valiant, maybe. Dragon Strike comes through. Valiant scatters. They separate a bit, taking a lot of damage though from Harry Hook on that ultimate. They got brought in by the Hulk, or by the Halt rather. They still managed to take a lot of members of Dallas out. This is a problem.
And that's where you really wish you had the Valkyrie that you used at the end of point A.
True.
They couldn't actually take down Kariv early in the engagement. The chain healing, too much for them to get damage through.
Here's the benefit of having that big time bank, though. I mean, it's not over yet.
No, it's definitely not. We are going to see some hero swaps, though. Seagull now moving away from the Hanzo and on. Well, he's going to get killed immediately, actually. Agility's looking for a target here for this Riptire. He gets one.
Yeah, great one on the Harry Hook. Uses that res from Custa early on. It's going to make this push a little bit harder for Dallas Fuel. They're having a lot of trouble just simply getting this push going.
Yeah, they have stalled out quite a bit. It's going to be with the help of Soon hitting some of these shots. So spamming some doorways right now, making it difficult for them to approach the payload. And now it's going to have to be a huge overtime push.
Oh, they're going to drop the supercharger early from Mickey to try to blow through this team and get to the end of point B. Kariv goes down early, Soon finds effect. He's a little bit low himself. Seagull's going to get him with the concussion mine. Meanwhile, Envy backing away. A lot of low health members on the Dallas Fuel side. That hook misses, but Timus doesn't. There's another kill onto Envy.
Everybody's just hopping on the cart right now, trying to get as much time off the clock as they can. Soon and Kariv coming through. It looks, however, like Dallas Fuel will live for a little bit longer here on Junkertown.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like they're probably going to be able to complete point B. I think if you're Valiant, it's just a little bit too risky to go for a last-ditch defense here. Yeah, it looks like they're hanging back for the moment.
Yeah, problem is that now Fuel have to stay on the payload, and there's a supercharger available for Fate. So if they start to just play the damage game and bust through this barrier faster, my!
Snipe Fever. Widowmakers on both sides hitting their shots. Seagull brought back up again right away. There's a supercharger on the Valiant side.
Seagull gets the play, though. He does destroy the Riptire with a mine.
Taimu charging in. Nice. Again, that combo between Mickey and Seagull. Arisa bringing him in. There's a hook. Another kill from Taimu as Soon flies past. That payload's still moving, man.
Yeah, they're trying to get around right now. Fate used the supercharger. They didn't win the fight. They didn't try and bust through the barriers on payload. And they couldn't actually get people off because it was only Mickey standing behind the payload. They were waiting for them to engage. It wasn't giving them an opportunity to get onto his teammates who were all standing well behind the payload in the choke point. Effect was exceptional here previously. And he hit some miracle shots again.
Now, just a little bit farther for Dallas to tie this one up at 6 points. Seagull filling that choke with a lot of damage here. There's a Transcendence used on the side of Valiant. They're still going to charge in anyway.
Seagull gets agility
as well.
Here's the Riptire. What can it get done?
Oh, Seagull taken, or his Riptire rather taken out. Envy with the whole hog, but Taimu comes back again. He needs to be the hero, but he's dead. Both Roadhogs out of the way now, and that supercharger, that extra damage may be enough. Soon on his own, trying to stay alive in the camp.
6 to 6. All right.
Insanity here. Both teams now with 1 minute left. They get that minute because we're going into a third time bank round.
It looked dodgy there. It looked dodgy there in point B.
They got it done.
But they hit it in overtime.
Crazy.
And Valiant couldn't close out with an ult advantage right as they were coming into point C.
Wow. We've started out just with such an awesome series already. And we're not done yet. This map is far from over.
No, and again, because it's Junkertown and because it can snowball on the attacking side, a minute could be enough time to actually finish this map again. It was, remember, for the Valiant in the last round.
Yeah, that's right.
They only had 6 more seconds in their second attack than they do right now.
Well, this time around, we're going to have, it looks like Dallas Fuel attacking first. So we'll see what they can do. And right now it's just, oh, I'm sorry, they're going to be on the defense yet again. And it's all about pushing that payload just as far as you can. I mean, at this point, with just 1 minute for each team, you really wonder if they're even going to be able to take point A. But at this point, I'm willing to accept anything.
I mean, look at what they're running though, Doa. As we switch over to this map, we're going to see them running quad tank with Moira. So they are just all going to jump on the payload, have Moira AoE heal them with the Lucio. There's going to be a speed boost. They're going to wait till they go into the cart. We'll see how this works.
Coming in from behind, looking for those picks. They need to get an early one. They did get the hook in there. In fact, coming in with the Zarya, Envy goes down early. It's a good start for Dallas, but they're going to need more. Bait taken down. Oh, and Soon is on his own on the Bastion, running for his life, but he's not going to be able to make it. Tricky but effective as Dallas Fuel already burning nearly half of Valiant's time off the time bank.
I mean, that's already a successful defense, right? Envy needs to switch over to the Reaper right now to try some close-range tank busting. It's going to leave them with one fewer sniper. And look at this, Dallas Fuel is just going to reset in the buildings. They cannot walk into the buildings against the quad tank. They don't have enough damage to kill them in there, and it's too dangerous with the AoE.
So they're going to go on the high ground and maybe drop off here. That's the plan. Again, there's a lot of hit points to chew through. Moira, with all that AoE healing, trying to keep everybody up. Custom nearly has a coalescence. There it is. Ult comes out now. Soon over the kills, and oh, Valiant coming out ahead in this fight here. The Moira ult just wasn't quite fast enough to keep the tanks alive.
I was so close to being up in time.
Really
and
was.
Now they're going to have to switch over. Seagull goes to the Genji. They're on a dive composition now.
That's
so
right.
the question is, was the time they got off worth it? They're already in overtime. They have the dashes. They have the speed to get back to the payload.
Yep, here we go. Valiant, even a single point here would be extremely good for their chances of winning this map. If they're getting closer.
Effect's just being annoying and distracting on the other side. Is he going to commit to a payload contest? The answer is no.
They're going to let him have it. Okay, so Valiant does take a point. They're up to 7, which is insane for Junkertown.
Never seen this before, Dom.
I love it. I love it.
It's damn entertaining.
Uh-oh, Mickey's not loving it as he gets hooked in and gets taken down soon with that barrage. He is ready, Harry Hook. No res for you, man. Bastion was ready.
I mean, they had to just run in there at that point in time and try and all die on the payload because there wasn't going to be a chance to win that engagement.
Yeah, with Mickey getting hooked like that, you got to commit.
Now, you see Taimu, of course, moving over to the Winston. He does do this from time to time. We saw it in the preseason. They need an additional tank. That is the hero that he will change to. And a composition, a dive composition that we almost never see played by the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah.
Definitely something the Valiant would be a lot more comfortable with the Genji and Tracer combination.
All right, Effect trying to flank from behind, as you can see. Harry Hook and Mickey up there, too. Oh, Effect taken out, though. Soon finds a kill somehow.
Second kill on Effect that Soon has managed to pick up. Those have been absolutely crucial.
That's right. Might have been because of a hook. Might see it. Agility. Oh, he brings Taimu in, and there's a whole hog. Harry Hook in trouble, goes down, and Valiant, you gotta be kidding me. This is impossible. Are they actually going to go up to 8 points on Junkertown? I think they are.
Oh, they are, Doa. And Envy's been holding on to this Death Blossom. He's been staying on the cart, just playing goalkeeper around this Bastion right now, making sure that they don't pick him off. May not be the best hero for this comp, so we'll see if he changes before he uses the Death Blossom.
This is already the craziest Junkertown map I have ever seen.
Absolutely.
I love it. Kareem looking for those shots on the Widowmaker. Taimu going in deep. They're going to try to dive again. They just need to get him off the payload for a moment. Seagull coming at the reflect. Gets Soon. There's the anti-Bastion, and now the Dragon Blade going to work. Kareem does come back up, though. Seagull pushing people off the payload. Valiant needs to stay on it. That OT bar will disappear instantly. They need to stick to it. And Seagull just can't seem to, there we go. Now they dislodge him for just enough time. And it is 8-6 right now. Valiant looking so strong on this map.
Yeah, that's the issue, Doa. If they start to die with the Widowmaker and the Mercy, you can't really stay on the payload for very long, can't stall with those particular heroes without just getting immediately gunned down. So that is going to end things, but they got all the way into the start of point C, which is no small feat given only a minute of time in that time bank.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a team get 8 points on Junkertown in a professional match. I'm pretty sure that's a first for me.
We haven't seen a lot of Junkertown because it is a newer map, so I think you're probably right on that front, Doa.
Well, now it's time for Dallas Fuel to go on the attack once more, and you know, even though they started with more time in the time bank last time, they still were able to complete it in OT. Both these teams Doing great on attack, no doubt about that.
Okay, so Valiant is going to go with their bread and butter. Soon on the Tracer, Agilities will be playing the Genji. They want to dive on this very quickly. You can see them creeping into the house on the right side of the point. Now, Dallas Fuel, though,
Okay, swaps, all right.
there was a possibility that they might actually use the Mei. It is a hero Seagull is known for and would be effective at zoning out some of this dive composition. They may change it up when they see what's going on.
All right, Valiant hiding in the side building.
Both
familiar, yeah. Taimu knows about it. There's a Sonic Arrow immediately, and there's a hook.
Oh,
They got
that's
Kareem!
the pick you want.
That is exactly the pick you want. Dallas feel pretty good, feeling pretty good as they charge out. Taimu has to retreat though. Agilities does go down, so despite losing that Mercy early, they do have to take a bit of a breather before attacking again.
Yeah, unfortunately they split up.
I don't know about that, Fate.
Mickey died right in front, and that's going to be a hard one for them to resurrect.
Yeah.
Even as Kareev comes back on the Mercy, soon it's not going to last as Taimu manages to hit him with the chain.
Soon means, like, when is Taimu going to get another hook? That's the answer to that question every time. The payload's moving forward, but again, they need to get, they're going to need to get 2 points in OT here. All right, Valiant, plenty of time to set back up for another defense.
I mean, Taimu has a nearly 60% hook accuracy across this entire map so far.
Par for the course for this guy lately. His hooks have been insane. Got to deal with soon the back lines. Pulse Bomb doesn't find his target. Pulls Envy down out of the air. A little bit more damage onto that Diva. D-Max him. Kareev finds him, picks him out of the air, and Dallas crushing this fight. Unko taken out as well. And that's going to be point A. I don't think they can stop him.
And this, Doa, this is nearly a mirror of what we saw from the Valiant. Overtime started about halfway through point A, and they had to ride it all the way through. However, watch Agilities with this Dragon Blade. If he can get the work done, if he can kill Custa before that Valkyrie comes out and he gets the value out of the reses, it could be the end. Now, Harry Hook's going to get off the card. They know the Seagull dying is a bit of an issue.
That's a res used early.
Yep, Custa still has the Valk though.
Yeah.
So he will have more resurrections and he decides to use that ability. But they need to push forward right now and they know the Dragon Blade is up, so they have to play around it. The question is, do LA Valiant go for a big like 5-6 ult push here? Because they know what the limit is. They know as long as they keep fighting in point B, they're going to be relatively safe. So they have some room to maneuver.
That's right. I wonder what Seagull's going to do with that ult. He gets a chance to pop that. Could find some picks. Here we go. Riptire coming in. Mickey does go down.
No! Mickey died! Mickey died!
The point. That's
and they couldn't res him before the overtime.
Well,
ticked away. They were afraid.
That's right.
A Valiant all-inning with a self-destruct or a Dragon Blade on the payload.
8-7 victory for LA Valiant here in our first map. And wow, day 3 of Overwatch League hasn't